What the fuck is up, YouTube? It's Archangel Ariel, codename 11, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, I have been gone for like a month. Okay? Now that wasn't strange for when I first started off, but that's different since I really been on my shit. Y'all know that. I was gonna make a video explaining what happened, what's going on, why I'm back here and not in nature. And I'm still going to do that. Okay? It's just, for one, I felt like I don't want to come back, okay, and be reborn on this channel with negativity. We're not going to entertain that demon in my first video back, okay? We're not going to do that. Also, there's a few videos that I want to get out the way before we get to that story so you can understand what type of demon I was dealing with and how exactly I ended up in the situation I ended up in. Okay, it's all gonna make sense when I do the story time. Okay, but first of all, what I want to come back and touch base on is how is it that our higher selves manifest our physical body. Okay, how does that work? How do we start off as pure energy and somehow find ourselves as still pure energy, but in what is considered the physical form, aka just existing in the yang realm as opposed to solely existing in the yin realm? How does that come about? Okay, so the first thing that we need to understand is that we aren't really anything. We're nothing. Okay, we're an accumulation of pieces of the overall forming one big piece. Okay, and this is all fed by the illusion of separation that we allow ourselves to believe. Okay, if that doesn't make sense, try to think of your cells, okay, and how your cells accumulate to form your organs. Okay, so bigger organisms. Okay, and then how your organs accumulate to form you. But if you think about it, this all started with the same strand of DNA. Okay, multiple little cells, one cell turned into trillions, which turned into a organ, which turned into multiple organs that turned into you. Okay, but technically you're one cell just repeating itself. Okay, with the use of the overall, and that one cell came from the overall DNA. All right, so how can we depict this? Okay, I also need you guys to understand how exactly the first, well, 0, and then the first, second, and third dimension come into play. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw this for you. Okay, so this is the overall. Okay, this is nothing. This is 0. Okay, this is everything that ever can be, ever was, ever will be, all possible manifestations of existence is right here. Okay, and because this is everything, this is also nothing. This is no one thing. Okay, this is all. Alrighty, so the reason why circles are the perfect example when we're using this is because you understand that a circle, right, is essentially a line, okay, without an end, without a start or an end. Okay, so infinity, all, everything. Okay, but what we learned in geometry is that there are billions of tiny little points, okay, on this line, okay, that create this infinite circle. So what happens if one of these points breaks away from the circle? Okay, it can't go outward. It can't go out here. Okay. Ooh, it's kind of hard to draw backwards. My bad. It can't go out here because this is all that exists. How can you exist outside of all that exists? You can't. Okay, the only way to go is internal. Okay, so the overall becomes aware of itself. Okay. Now, in order to become aware or to become conscious, that in itself creates a separation from the overall. Okay, if everything is existing simultaneously, there's no one thing to be aware. Okay, so the second that the overall becomes aware of itself, it creates a separation. Okay, it creates a point. One of these points, aka one of these forms of existence in the overall, becomes conscious that it's the overall. All right, and that's how you get one. And we're going to draw one. That's how you get one. Okay? Now, being aware and being conscious is not the same thing as having a sense of self. Okay? That's different. So 1 is simple awareness. 0 is the overall, nothing. 1 is the first form of existence, awareness, conscious. Okay? Now, when a sense of self comes in, this is where the illusion, the illusion of separation comes into play. Now, it happened here, okay? But we're not conscious of it, okay? The illusion of separation heavily comes into play when we step into 2, okay? The second dimension. Because in order to have a sense of self, there has to be separation of that's that and I'm me, okay? You can't say yourself unless there's someone else that exists for you to say they're them and I'm myself, okay? So you have another 1, aka 2, okay? Now this is a sense of self. Now the next step is obviously 3. Now how this works is you have a third perspective. This is adding a third perspective that is aware of the bond between both of these, okay? So if this is your awareness, your conscious, okay, and this is becoming aware that you are conscious and having a sense of self, then this is being able to see and interact with yourself, okay? Because this is outside of these 2 perspectives, okay? I'm going to make this make a little bit more sense when I get into how the 4th, because this is now the 3rd dimension. You just can't tell because I haven't stepped in the 4th dimension yet to be able to see what the 3rd dimension looks like. We all know that, right? We all know that from physics, that in order to observe the 1st dimension, one must be a 2nd dimensional being. In order to observe the 2nd dimension, one must be a 3rd dimensional being. In order to observe the 3rd dimension, one must be a 4th dimensional being, okay? So right now, as human beings, this is who we are. We are this 3rd dimensional being, observing both consciousness and self, aka consciousness in the ego, aka that thing that's inside of your head that observes and that takes in, and then you, the part of you that has a name, the part of you that likes pizza, the part of you that, you know, is you, your personality, your ego, okay? Those are the 2 available sides of you, okay? So, now what this does is this creates this, okay? Well, technically it's like this, okay? Okay? It creates this type of deal. But that was annoying. But this isn't something that stops. This is something that continues onward, okay? The same way a cell starts off as one cell and then it keeps repeating itself and keeps repeating itself. Hold on, let me draw it because it's hard to do it with it in my hand. That's the most irritating thing ever. Okay, boom. So when you have this continuation, what does this look like? A vibration. This is a vibration. You have a vibration. Is this not what a vibration looks like? If you're looking on I forgot what it's called that like measures vibrations, or like if you're looking on like a seismograph or something, for example, this is what you would see, okay? Is these lines that represent a vibration, okay? Now each of these lines is a specific point in the overall, is a specific, right here is a specific point. Right here is a specific point. Right here. Everywhere I drew an arrow. Every single point on this wave makes this overall wave a unique vibration. Okay? One of a kind. Okay? One of the overall that cannot be duplicated. Okay? It is an individual experience of the overall. Now, this is how you will look at it from a two-dimensional perspective. Okay? But what if you were a fourth dimensional being that can see this, okay, from outside? This will look more like, okay, this is what's really going on. It's more of a, because we know that that's not how we develop. We develop in a spiral. Those triangles, that's just a two-dimensional way of drawing this, okay? This is what vibration or frequency actually looks like. It's that spiral, okay? Now, if you were a fourth dimensional being, okay, observing this, the third dimension, the third dimensional form of existence, what would it look like to you? So this is if this is first dimension, second dimension, okay, and third dimension, observing from here, okay? So from the third dimension, this is what it looks like if you are a third dimensional being. Can y'all even see what I was, first dimension, second dimension, third dimension? This is what it looks like. This is what it actually looks like, okay? Now, if you are a point outside of all of this, okay? If you are a point outside of all of this, okay? Right here, what does this look like to you? If you're standing here looking down this wave, what would it look like to you? I'm gonna show you what it looked like. It will look like this. If you were a fourth dimensional being looking down this is what you would see. A spiral, okay? So everything spirals into existence. That's how it works. If you look at the center of a flower, it's in a spiral. Ooh, I didn't crumple my my drawing. It's okay, it'll still convey the message. If you look at the center of a flower, it's a spiral. If you look at a fetus developing in a womb, it's developing at a spiral. If you look at the rotation of the earth, it spirals. Everything in nature is born from a spiral, okay? That's how we manifest ourselves into the third dimension, okay? It's through that spiral, okay? So, that's what your higher self is, okay? Your higher self is technically your lower and higher self, because it is what comes before the third dimension. This is what comes before the third dimension, okay? Before you become a physical vessel, this is what you are. You're a spiral. You're a vibration with a specific pattern, okay? This is you. Now, the reason why that is important is because since you are spiraling at your own unique frequency, this means that you are in tune with your own unique energies. You resonate with your own energies. So if, for example, I was tuning into a certain radio station, okay, I would get on a certain frequency, say 108.9, okay? If I tune in and put my car radio onto the frequency of 108.9, I'm going to tap into that channel and only that channel, okay? And the sounds that I hear and the music that I hear are going to be unique to that channel, okay? This is how that works. Because you are vibrating at a set, unique frequency, there are set, unique energies that you emit and that you resonate with. Okay, this is where your natal chart comes into play. So this is you spiraling. This is you spiraling, okay, at your own unique frequency. And these right here, these rays that I've drawn, okay, are the unique energies that you'll resonate with and therefore put off. Okay? So this is where you get Sun in Pisces, Moon in Capricorn, Ascendant Cancer, Sun in the 12th house, Mercury in Pisces. You know what I'm saying? This is where you get the energies that were given names, okay? They're basically just energy signatures that come from higher beings, aka bigger pieces of the overall that exist in a higher dimension than you, okay? And these vessels give off energy. We call them planets. We call them celestial bodies. These celestial bodies have rays and energy that they resonate with and give off, okay? And since you're under them, in a dimension below them, you receive what they give off, okay? And we call it astrology, okay? So just to keep it simple, my Mars is in Aries, okay? So Mars has specific energies that it resonates with and gives off, okay? So when I came into existence, I resonated with the energy that Mars gave off when it's in Aries, okay? I resonated with that, and now I give off that same energy, okay? Now, if you go all the way down my natal chart, there's hella aspects. Like I said, I read mine off for you. Sun in Pisces, Moon in Capricorn, Ascendant Cancer. My Mercury is also in Pisces. My Mars is in Aries. My Sun is in my 10th house, okay? All that good old shit, okay? Those are simply just energy signatures that are given off by these bigger celestial bodies, and we've given them names, okay? We've given them names. We've called them Pisces to make it easier to understand. We've called them Aries to make it easier to understand, but they're really just energy signatures, okay? So these are the specific energy signatures that you resonate with, okay? So when you look at the sun, how does it work? The sun, okay, gives off its rays, and its rays interact with our environment in a specific way, and well, in multiple ways, okay, but in ways that are unique to the sun. So when the sun rays hits our skin, for example, hits the serum that comes for our skin, it produces vitamin D, okay? When sun rays come in contact with plant leaves, it provides them with photons for photosynthesis, okay? When the sun hits water, it separates its molecules and evaporates it, okay? These are just things that the sun's rays do. So the light that the sun gives off interacts with this plane in its own unique way, okay? So when you take all of your energies that you resonated with, you get rays, okay? So these are the personality traits that stem from your sun in Pisces, okay? Your moon in Capricorn, okay? These are your rays. These are the things that you send off, the light that you send off and utilize to interact with your environment. This is how you make change on this earth every single day. For example, because my sun is in Pisces, I am very good at understanding people. I understand and analyze people. When people come in contact with me, they usually end up solving inner trauma. They get advice from me. You know, I'm that, you know, Pisces are famous for being psychologists that never went to school. Okay, that's the shit that we do. Okay, that's how I interact with the environment. Just like the sun provides photons for plants to do photosynthesis, I have an understanding of people that allows them to heal through me. Okay, are you following what I'm saying? So these are my rays that I use to affect this earth plane. Okay, now moving on to the chakras. So each chakra, what chakras essentially are generators, okay? They're portals that generate energy, okay? But just like how you spiral at a specific frequency, okay? Each chakra spirals at a specific energy as well. Now, I know that there's not only 7 chakras. These are just the main ones that everyone talks about, everyone knows and loves, okay? You actually have thousands, but we're keeping this simple, okay? So each one of your chakras spirals at a specific frequency, okay? So with that being said, specific energies pass through each chakra. So we're going to start with the root chakra, for example. That's what we're going to use as an example. So take it back over here. Say with my ascendant in Cancer, okay? Boom, that's the energy. Boom, the ray is how I respond to my, well, no, the ray is how I respond to my environment, okay? My instincts, my instinctual reaction to this universe, okay? That is something that is filtered through the root chakra. Your root chakra is where your instincts are held, okay? So with that being said, Cancer, your ascendant, is something that is native to this chakra. Are you following what I'm saying? I'm not sure if I'm wording this exactly right. What I'm trying to say is each chakra has certain, you know how you have a natal chart, right? And they all have these different aspects, okay? And each aspect controls certain characteristics, okay? So each of those aspects belongs to a certain chakra, can only be filtered through a certain chakra, okay? So the root chakra is in charge of instincts, for example. Therefore, my Cancer ascendant, my ascendant sign is going to be filtered through the root chakra, okay? And so that specific ray, aka that specific characteristic that's associated with my ascendant, is that I go into my shell. When I am met with trauma or negative energy or something that upsets me, my first instinct, my first defense mechanism is to go into my shell, okay? That is something that is filtered through my root chakra, okay? What's another thing? Your Venus, this is your heart chakra. So this deals with love. Whatever your Venus is, I can't remember what the fuck my Venus is. I think it's in, I want to say Saturn. I'm tripping. I want to say, damn, what sign is my Venus in? I don't know. We gonna use a random example though, because it don't really even fucking matter all like that. Say your Venus is in Mercury, okay? This chakra is going to be in charge of that, because this is the chakra that deals with love. Love, the frequency that this vibrates on, okay? Love also vibrates on a certain frequency, and that frequency number falls within this number, okay? So am I making sense? So if this is, we're gonna say, we're just gonna keep this real simple. Say the heart chakra vibrates 1 through 5, okay? This is the scale. 1 through 5. That's the scale that the heart chakra vibrates on. Say love is 3.5, okay? It falls within the heart chakra scale, okay? If the heart chakra deals with all frequencies between 1 and 5, and love happens to fall on the 3.5, love vibrates at 3.5, then that means love falls within the heart chakra's frequency. Is that making sense? Okay. So, whatever my Venus is in, it doesn't matter. It could be in fucking Capricorn, it could be in fucking Aries, it can be in fucking Pisces. Either way, it's going to be filtered through my heart chakra, okay? So do you see what I'm saying? Every single one of your aspects that is on your natal chart, there's a chakra that is in charge of filtering that from the yin to the yang. That is the purpose of these chakras. This is why I call them portals that generate, okay? They're portals from yin that generate these energies into yang. Yang, aka the physical. Yin, the metaphysical. This is all yin right here. This is all yin right here. This is still yin, okay? And then yang, the physical. And this is why you notice that every chakra has a physical feature that goes with it, okay? So the third eye, for example, is the pineal gland, okay? The heart chakra, for example, is the heart, okay? This is how your physical body is manifested, okay? Is because they create a yang interpretation of what was already a yin energy. I say this all the time in my videos, okay? Is that before something can become physical, it has to have a metaphysical trait backing it. In order for something to be physical, it has to be backed and supported by energy. The energy came first. So this energy, okay, that these portals are funneling, okay, is what creates the physical body. This energy came first. And this is why you will notice that all of your, even though your body parts are physical, and modern science have taught you that it has nothing to do with the metaphysical, you'll notice that it does. If you just listen to your body, every single one of these parts plays some type of metaphysical role, okay? When you're in a situation and you don't know what's going on, you don't really have any proof, but something's just telling you it's off, you get a gut feeling. Don't you? You get a gut feeling. Your stomach just start fucking up. You don't even really know why. You know what I'm saying? Like your stomach just start fucking up. Okay? That's this. Okay? That's not a coincidence. Okay? When you meditate, a lot of people notice that when they meditate, that you actually feel a sensation here. Okay? I don't really know how to explain that sensation, other than it's like a stimulation. You feel a stimulation here if you get deep enough into meditation. Okay, that's your third eye, that's your pineal gland. Okay, and that has nothing to do, you're not being punched in the head, you're not being physically touched. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's going into your stomach and physically messing with it in order to make you have a gut feeling. No, that's all metaphysical. It's pure energy. You're interacting with energy, and your physical organs, just like if someone breaks your heart, people can actually die from heartbreak. You can die from heartbreak. Look it up. Okay? That's not physical. That's very much metaphysical. The impact of love can have a direct impact on the heart. Every one of your physical features can be affected by the metaphysical. Okay, modern science has just taught you to separate your body from your feelings, and that's not how it works, because your feelings, aka your vibrations, aka your energy, is what created your physical body in the first place. So it responds to that first. Okay, it's meant to respond to that in order to interact with the environment. But the problem is now everybody is interacting with the environment and allowing the body to tell the feelings what to do. That's not how that's supposed to go. You're doing it ass backwards. This is supposed to be an avatar for your higher self to utilize in order to interact in this dimension. This is you, okay? And you're using this in order to interact with this dimension. But now a lot of y'all are letting this control this. So for example, okay, you're supposed to be utilizing your higher self, okay, in order to carry the energies that you want to your root chakra, okay? But some of y'all are letting your root chakra control y'all. This is how people say all the time, niggas always thinking with they dick. Niggas don't even care. Like, this is how you get niggas that they don't care what type of woman they're dealing with. They don't care if she's gonna be an ideal mother for his children. They don't care if she's a good person. All they care about is, oh, she look good, her ass fat, I'm trying to fuck. So they're letting their body, aka they're letting their root chakra control what their vessel does, and then their vessel is now controlling what happens to their energy, which is now controlling the life path of their higher self. That's not how the fuck that's supposed to go. Now you're trapped on this earth, constantly going through the same fucking cycle, because you're not growing, you're not expanding, you're not utilizing this chakra how it's supposed to be used. You're letting it use you, okay? You're letting outside forces influence this chakra, which then influences your body, which then influences your energy, which then stunts the spiritual journey of your higher self, okay? That's backwards. Your higher self is supposed to be sending off these energies that are controlling the body, that are interacting with the environment, okay? That's how this is supposed to go. Now, I'm pretty sure I explained everything ideally. If you guys have any questions, leave them below, or you know what, I'm gonna start putting my Instagram link in the description again. And you guys can always ask me questions on Instagram because, you know, I'm here. I'm here again. I'm not going nowhere else, okay? I got my phone replaced, okay? That bummy ass nigga ain't did nothing. I got my phone replaced, and I'm back making videos like I never left.